Hey everyone, this is David from Cleave CRM. I wanted to give you a little demo today showing you a bit about our automations tool. One of the really unique things that we're doing with our automations tool is allowing you to create some folder structures that you can store your automations in. So what I've done here is I've set up a few folders here just so you can see, but I will walk you through creating a new folder. So let's go ahead and name this Q1 Marketing, and we're going to create that folder. And we'll go inside that folder here, and I do want to create two folders here. We're going to do campaign number 1, and we're also going to duplicate this and then rename a folder, and we're going to make this campaign number 2. So you can see how we're able to easily organize our automations in different folders here within the system. Let's click into campaign number 1, and we're going to create our first automation. So what you're looking at here is our automation creation tool. It's a drag and drop window with some really unique ability. You can zoom in and out on the board here so you can get a little bit of an idea of how this will work for you. There is a fit tool that allows you to fit the entire automation in your window so you can get an overview or be able to print your screenshots so you can store some information if you want to replicate things later. Really great little utility here. To the right of that, you will see a undo and redo button that allows you to kind of undo changes, redo changes as you see fit. At the top here, we have the ability to name this. So let's just go ahead and name this the new lead nurture sequence. I'll leave the name in there. That's a pretty good one. To the right of that, you'll see a toggle switch for inactive or active. And then we have some hover tooltips here. So when inactive, this automation's paused and no contacts will be entered or processed by this automation, even if a trigger occurs. So it allows you to turn on and off automations as you use them, store them for later. If you decide to rerun a campaign and turn it off temporarily, it's very easy to do. The next thing you'll see is allow re-entry. What this allows you to do is prevent a user from going through the same campaign twice. What that would look like is, for example, order confirmation automations. You should always allow re-entry every time a customer buys something. So you want re-entry on. For a welcome email, when they sign up for a news list, you probably only want them to get that welcome email once. So you might want to disable re-entry for that. So we gave some tooltips to really help educate people on when they should use certain utilities here. On the right-hand side, we have a great search functionality that'll let you search through your triggers, actions, and logic, and I'll walk through what each of these are. So triggers basically allow you to trigger the automation when something happens. You don't have to use a trigger. If you decide to not use triggers, you can manually enter contacts into an automation and still have the actions apply, but triggers will allow you to trigger that automation. So for example, we might want to trigger an automation when a form is submitted. So all we have to do is drag and drop that to the board. We also might want to trigger this based on someone's birthday. So we add those triggers and you can see they combine together here, and either of these two triggers will allow this automation to fire. The next thing we're going to talk about is actions. Actions are things like sending emails, SMS, notifications, updating records, adding tags. There's lots of different things that you can do with our system here that you can automate. But before we do that, I do want to briefly touch on logic. So we have a couple different logics here that allow you to really add some additional utility to your automations. For example, if else says, if this happens, then do this. Otherwise, do this other thing. So if we drag an if else here, we can actually specify what these branches will do. So on the left side, we might want to send an email and a text message if a certain situation happens. And if it doesn't happen, then we might want to notify our internal staff. So we can use the second branch for that. So very simply, to add some email and SMS, we're just going to drag email. We're going to drag SMS over, and you'll be able to see that it makes a very nice visual representation of what your automation is going to be doing. Each of these cards can be selected, and then you can start modifying the actual emails and SMS text messages that are going out, what these if else branches are doing. And we might even want to do some split testing. So over here, if this happens, I might want to split test my emails and say, I want 50% to go to A and 50% to go to B, and really, pick a winner based on different conditions. So we can pick a winner after 7 days that is the highest open rate, for example, or we can manually select that winner based on the certain performances that we're looking for. So we get a lot of data and feedback from split testing. We're also able to add some wait and delays. So if I want to add another branch to this if else, I can branch that out. Wait and delay is just going to say wait a certain period of time or wait till a certain date to then proceed forward. And then I can add some actions to that. So I might want to send a notification to my team and add a note on a customer card. Those are all things that I can do after that. If I need to recycle someone back through, I can use this loop back option, which will allow me to select a card. And as you can see, it draws a line back to the top of the if-else statement. So once they've finished this send notification and add a note, I can loop them back through to see if other conditions can trigger. I can also create some rules in here saying that I might not want this to loop back into this right column and just allow it to loop for these first two branches here. So it gives you some really easy tools to create automations quickly and save them. And obviously once you save them, they'll be stored in the folder that you saved it in. So that's just a quick brief overview of how our automations will work. As we get closer to development, or excuse me, our beta launch, we're going to provide some more information on this. And we're really excited to show this to the community. We do include some pro tips down here just to give you some information. And obviously these pro tips are dismissible, so they don't have to clog up your screen. And just to show you how kind of that forward and back option here works, we're able to undo and then redo things that we have put in here to make this very easy. So I look forward to sharing some more information on this and screenshots as we get closer to our beta and we finalize the development here. We do have some triggers that are going to be coming soon. Same thing for actions. There are a few things that we're going to be building out towards that beta and developing for you. So anything additional that you might need that is not in these lists, obviously you can use our ideas.cleavecrm.com board and make those suggestions to our team. We'd love to bring those suggestions into the app and really give you something that is going to be exactly what you need for your business. So with that, again, this is David from Cleave CRM. Thank you so much.